Okay, we're going to be looking at the new enrollments interface for Coconut Keep. So first I'm starting out with essentially a blank application. I don't even have any schools configured, so I'm going to first click on the schools and go ahead and select a school that I'm responsible for. I can even select a few other ones on here, and once I'm done with that, I can either click on this plus with the people kind of icon in order to go right to the enrollments page, or I can click on the home page to get me back to the dashboard, and the dashboard kind of gives me a hint that I don't have any enrollments, so that's the next step. I will go ahead and click on enrollments down here. I now have the option to either select an existing enrollment, of which I have none, or create a new enrollment. So I'll click create a new enrollment, and I have to give it the details as we've seen before, and it will then go and find the students from that that appropriate class, and you can read here why it chose that class. You can it tells you how to search for students and other things on this page. So let's look at the buttons here. So we've already looked at new and select. Down here we've got the option to create a new learner, add an empty learner, or search for one of these existing students or learners. So that's what's happening on the left-hand side of the page. On the right, this is where we will build up the enrollment. So you can see we've already got the name of the school and the details about this enrollment. And as we choose the students, they will be added to the right-hand side of the page. So I will click Deborah, and Deborah gets added up here as student number 1, Grace, and I'll just click through and choose a bunch of students. And you can see that they get added over here. And there's a number, and that number corresponds with the register number that is in the register that you are capturing the enrollments from. So if we want to go ahead and search for a student like Mike McKay, I will type Mike, and he's not here, so he must not be in the system. So we need to create a new learner. That's what that new learner button is for. So I go ahead and type in Mike McKay, choose the sex, and then it asks, is the learner transferring from another Keep school? And I can click yes, and then it gives me the list of all the schools in the system. So we can go ahead and pick one, and if there's any comments, we can write that here. So also has a brother that is new, or something like that. And once I'm done, I click Add New Learner, and that new learner gets added to the enrollment as number 6. Perhaps Mike isn't supposed to be number 6, but actually number 3. Well, then I can just click on Mike and move him up to the number 3 spot. So you can see Mike is now number 3, and everybody else got moved down. If we want to add some more students, we can clear the search field and go ahead and click Add some new ones. If there's some gaps, we can actually use this Add Empty button, which just puts some empty rows into the enrollment so that it can match the register. So click through a few more of those. Now, if we made a mistake and Monica, for instance, this one isn't supposed to be here, we can click the X, and Monica gets moved back to this side. So I'll just demonstrate that again. So here's Akol. If we click X, Akol will get moved back to this side. So that's how you can kind of move learners between these lists that we see on the screen here. Another thing we can show is if you click this question mark, what that will do is it'll give you more details about the student. So here's the Mike McKay that we've just created, and we can click on the plus to expand and get more information about who this Mike McKay guy is. Here's creation data. This shows the comments that we captured. Also has a brother that is new, transferring from school ID. All that information is here available. So for any one of these students, any one of these learners, you can just click the question mark and get more information about the student. All that information that's been captured over the years. And yeah, that's pretty much the new enrollments interface. If you make a mistake and you actually need to rename, change something about the enrollment, you can click Edit, and it'll pop this window open, and you could change the stream name, for instance, or make it so that it's just a male enrollment or something like that. And you can click Update Enrollment, and it will confirm that you actually want to make those changes, because it will kind of move everything from that original enrollment over to this new one that you've created. So that's what the Edit Enrollment button allows you to do. And I think that's pretty much it. If you have any comments or questions or ideas about how to improve this further, please let me know. And this will be deployed very soon for everyone. Thanks a lot.